I invite you to open up a conversation around this particular distinction. Finding your voice and freeing your voice. This came up for me as an interesting distinction to explore because of a conversation I was having with one of my clients where she was at a place and looking to find her voice. And what came up for me as we were talking was this was someone who was already powerful, who was choosing to show up more as herself and to bring that leadership into her work experience, to actually be acknowledged and to be promoted and valued as a result. And with that there, the concept of freeing your voice or finding your voice actually stuck out to me because it came to me as this thing that was external to her. How do I find my voice? And I hear this a lot. How do I find my voice? I just need to go out there and find my voice. And to me, it comes off as something that is external to you. It's somewhere out there. It's somewhere that needs to be found. I posed to her a different distinction, a different way of looking at it. Rather than looking at it as finding your voice out there, what if we came from a place of freeing your voice within you? And that's where I want to leave you with here today. A place of freeing your voice. When I say freeing your voice, what comes to mind? For me, there's a shift in terms of where is the voice right now. Freeing it means that it's already within me. It's trapped somewhere, probably buried underneath years of conditioning and social norms. And that's fine. But it's not outside, it's within me. And it's up to me then to simply unlock the door and free it. It doesn't need to be found. It's nowhere else but right here with us. And giving ourselves that freedom and that permission to simply let the voice out as opposed to going out and finding and figuring out, give yourself so much more space to simply let the voice out. I want to give you a heads up because I found this myself as I've been exploring this. Right now, I'm even finding more of my voice and freeing my voice on a regular basis. And with that, what I want to give you a heads up about is that it might come off quite raw to start out with. There have been some things even in this video that I've said, I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to say free in here. I wanted to say find in here. And all of that is fine as long as you give yourself that permission. Allowing yourself to simply free what is already there. So let me wrap this up here by posing a question to you. Firstly, slow down and just think about this distinction. Do you see a difference in there? Do you see an area where you can put into play or put into life a way of acting upon this here? And if so, what would you want to do with it? How might you go and free your voice today? And not something where you have to work toward freeing, but actually just taking the key and unlocking it, even if it's just a little bit. How can you free your voice in your next meeting? How can you free your voice when you talk to your next client and say the thing that needs to be said, even if it's not the comfortable thing to say? How can you free your voice in your next conversation with your partner? And how can you free your voice with yourself to just allow yourself to express yourself as necessary or as is true to you? Leave me a message, send me a message and let me know what comes on in your mind and how you choose to free your voice. And if nothing's coming up, that's great too. Just at that point, ask a question. Ask the question that's on your mind. Ask the thing that's holding you, ask what is holding you back. And let's go ahead and engage in a conversation about this. I'm not right. I'm also not wrong. It's just one of those things where we have to find our truth for ourselves. And the way that we choose to explore it is up to us. I want to say a quick hello right now to Brad. It's great seeing you. I'm thinking about you right here. And I'd like to invite you, Brad, and anyone else that's interested in taking this conversation to an actual conversation to come and join me to actually discuss this. If you're watching this live, you have an opportunity to come to a live conversation that's taking place later on this week. If not, and you're watching this at a later time, come back, check out some of the replays, check out some of the findings that people have shared, and from that experience and share yourself how you look at the distinction between finding and freeing your voice. I'm Nemo Ashong, founder of Enjoyment and pioneer leader of the World Joy Movement. It's an absolute pleasure to talk to you today. Go forth and create something awesome. Be more you. Till later. Bye.